Well, oh, I put down that stuff here. It's not slippery anymore. This enamel paint. I sanded it a little bit so no one's gonna slip on the porch like you did. This stuff is amazing. It would have looked like pure marble, but I sanded it here especially because it's easier to slip there. Hey, we got a problem here. That's our main water, our main electrical. If that gets cracked and water gets in there, we could short out our electrical. I've got to put some concrete in there. I've got to dig around it and fill that in with concrete. It's so shallow, they didn't even bury it very deep. But I'm going to ask Jun if he can dig a canal right there to go to the gutter, the drainage system. That way everything from here and over here goes out. Otherwise it's just slimy mud here all the time. I try to keep this clean here, I try, but I finally sprayed real hard right here with the garden hose, just the garden hose, and look at that, the mud came up and there's the exposed. It's getting, oh look, the concrete's falling apart, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. I think we have enough concrete in the bags here. I can dig up all this loose concrete and bury it again. That's not good at all. But I try to keep this clean so we're not living in filth. Disgusting mold growing and little, it still keeps coming back because we don't have drainage here. All that green and I can't, the chicken cage still turns into a swimming pool because you let Edie get away with that back job work. I told him to put plywood up there, and look, I said I need a plywood roof. I paid him for the plywood and the metal, everything. And this is the tube from the third floor he left open. Jun fixed that down there and out. When it would rain, he would come rushing out of there, filling it up. But now, because of the cat, your mom's cat, jumping on the roof, it's collapsed it. And I told Edie, plywood and metal. And he finished it and he says, oh, only metal. But I don't remember getting the change back for the plywood. I wanted plywood first and metal. That's why I'm saying he didn't listen to me. He hired people when I told him not to. If it wasn't for Jun, the birds couldn't even live in here. Because of the rats and mice from next door, I made the play set so they sleep on these at night and on the bricks so they're not on the ground with the rats and mice. But this it never dries in here. I have to get this all fixed. I want a plywood roof. I've got lots of silicone and sealer, and then we can put metal on top. But that's from your mom's cat. I keep spraying the cat with water. But look what it's done. It's completely collapsed the roof. But if we get a drain here, a canal dug to our drainage trench on both sides of the house, get it dug out here and made like that with concrete, everything will drain out instead of filling everything up here with mud and dirt. It's disgusting. I've almost fallen a couple times on the motorcycle because everything you've almost fall walking. It's so slippery. And this green mold stuff, it keeps coming back because the water settles and the dirt settles. So what you have is dirt, and then the mold grows with the dirt and the water if we don't have drainage there. If you can talk to Jun about digging a canal there and cementing it like that, like a canal, and then stuff will drain out and then go out to the street. But this is, there's just no, it's so disgusting. Okay, I got rid of all the cockroaches, all the trash. I spent a fortune with Edie getting everything out of here, and myself working on it when he wasn't. On the side of the house, it was all cigarette butts and trash. I keep a trash can here, a cigarette can, and I don't know how this is doing. It's doing pretty good. When I got back here, this was all trash. Candy packages, cigarette butts, the whole thing. In here, this is where we had the most, we had like 1,000,000 cockroaches come out of the corner. We still have that pump we don't need. But this is a problem for me because you almost slip and fall walking. Besides trying to get out on my motorcycle that has big knobby tires, and it still wants to slide over. But I've got to fix this, because if that tube gets cracked and water gets in there, that'll get into where they do all the splicing with electrical tape. No soldering here, all back jobs. But anyway, trying to get this place to be like a normal house. I see people around here, they don't have any house. They have a native hut, but they're still out sweeping the dirt and cleaning. But here, people just throw stuff. I found candy wrappers. Someone keeps throwing little candy package wrappers. I'll take video next time. But these plants, people just seem to walk by and throw stuff into your plants. So, but look at this. This is terrible. We need a drain right here. Just a drainage system, and then we can use concrete, kind of let it dry a little bit and then form it. And that way everything will run out into our drainage system that we have on both sides of the house. And we need to fix this. It needs plywood first and then metal on top. With the plywood first and then metal, the cat can't collapse the roof because the cat's jumping from the second floor to here. I've sprayed it so many times with water now, I don't see it doing that anymore. Well, I hear it sometimes, the metal, but the cat runs when it hears me starting to open doors in the house. Anyway, but this is really nice, dear. Hear that? Hear that? It doesn't matter if your feet are wet. You don't slip here. Like I said, it would look like new marble, but I sandpapered some of it because this is dangerous, especially when we're starting to get older. And like you told me, you almost broke your ankle. It twisted it all the way around. But anyway, I gotta fix that. That's really bad. We can't have our electrical system flooded with water. All right, hope you're doing okay there. I'm just getting over my digestive system problem from not having any fresh foods. I ran out of my meat, and all the tuna has been melted and unthawed and frozen so many times over and over again. It's got bacteria in it. I think that's how I got sick. But anyway, oh, I would turn off that light and make it automatic on the camera, but your mom keeps turning off the porch light or not turning it on. So I leave that on 24 hours a day. If she would at least turn on the porch light at night in case I go to sleep early. So, you know, she leaves the light on out in the street until the afternoon. There's a light right there in the middle. That thing is going all night and all day. That's not solar. That's solar over there. So I would expect the same for the porch, but she's very stubborn about the porch light. She doesn't want me to have a porch light. So that's why the camera light stays on. And I've spent a fortune, dear, preparing for that store. And you couldn't have paid 200,000 pesos to do what I did digitally to put that store online. Anyone searches for any kind of food, beer, gas, or anything, this store shows up. And I've got all new pictures. I adjusted the Google map so it points right at the store. I put new pictures of the store and place. Before it was pointing at their store next door. I don't know what happened. But anyway, oh, I want to move those grills up there. Since we're putting solar, I want to move them to the second floor and put 3 concrete brick high, and the fences from there and around there and here. That way it keeps this area from flooding. That way we don't flood. If we have 3 concrete bricks high and the 3rd floor fence just like that brought down to here, we're not going to have this place flooding. And up there, we just keep the 3 brick high there, and it'll stop the water just like it is now. But this is a problem on the 2nd floor. That's why you were saying before it was going in the window. It just needs that done here. I'm trying to get as much as I can into this video, but hopefully June, he should be here tomorrow. So we can talk about working on that, getting that canal made, and the roof on the chicken cage fixed so it's animal proof from the animals jumping on the roof and collapsing it, because it just turns into a swimming pool in there. Anyway, okay dear, hope you're doing okay.